Yo, what's up guys? This is me, the Great What If here, back again with another video. And I just want to say thank you all for getting me this far, and I'm hoping to get to 300 subscribers by the end of this month. And for the 200 subscribers special, I'm not really sure what you guys want, so comment down below what you guys want to see. Now, enough of me blabbering, let's get right into the video. So, Izuku, he's powering up the most he can, and just ready to just beat the shit out of Bakugo. And Bakugo, he's flaring up his hands, and he just yells, deku! And just rushes at Izuku. And Izuku, he just punches at Bakugo right in the face, sending Bakugo flying, but with this huge momentum. And Bakugo, he uses the momentum to his advantage and just shoots enough explosions to counter it and just shoot up straight at the sky and just does the AP shots. And he successfully hits Izuku at least 3 times, but Izuku, with the rest of the AP shots, he uses telekinesis and just freaking counters it. And since freaking Bakugo is in the air, Bakugo, he uses his explosions to block all the attacks, but one slipped in and just hit Bakugo right in the shoulder with a huge burn. And Izuku, he's giggling to himself, and Bakugo, he sees this and says, "You damn nerd, how dare you look down on me?" And just freaking does a howitzer impact while in midair, which sends freaking Bakugo flying even more in the air, but shoots out a huge explosion right at Izuku. And Izuku, he uses his telekinesis to convert all the heat that's coming at him and just send it right back at him. Bakugo, he gets hit by the full frontal blast and he's slowly coming down, but Izuku's using his telekinesis to slam Bakugo straight to the earth. And a huge crater opened, and some of the people were like cheering on, happy, and some of them were like, holy shit, that's awesome. And the teachers, they're like, oh my god, this kid has so much power. And All Might, he's seeing this and says, oh, I wish he was my successor, for God's sakes. And by this time, Mario, I think was his name, Mirio, he's at 50% of All for One. And he's working with what's called All Might's teacher, Gramps, or I just call him Gramps because I forgot his name. Well, that's the only reason. And Ryu, she's seeing this and seeing how much power this kid has, and she's very intrigued. Mirko, she's like right next to Ryu and sees that Ryu is looking at Izuku in a way that every girl gets jealous. And Mirko just looks at Ryu and says, hey, are you, do you have a thing for my man? And Ryu, she looks at Mirko and says, your man? Yeah, he's my man. And Ryu says, are you very sure? I mean, I can make him mine. He looks like a good type. I mean, he's still at that age, though. And Mirko, she's like, this aura around her is green, and Ryu's aura is around red. And they're just staring at each other down. And a huge ray comes out of their eyes and just, hits each other and everything. And they're just staring at each other. And Mirko says, well, that's my boyfriend. And Ryu says, I can change that. And she just says, Mirko just says, wait, change that? And Ryu just says, oh, I can have that boy all for myself. I mean, how hard could it be with this body of mine? And Mirko, she just looks at freaking Ryu and says, he's mine. Better back the fuck off. And Ryu says, if you wouldn't mind sharing. And Mirako says, no, all mine. And Ryu, she just says, oh, you're acting like a little baby. I mean, I can guess why you really want them all for yourself. Look at that figure. And Mirako looks back, and Izuku, he's half naked, and friggin' bulging bodies coming out. And fucking the rest of the girls that in the crowd, they're like friggin', they're blushing and everything, and overall just ecstatic to see Izuku like that. And Izuku, he has a little bit of blood on his mouth, so he wipes it off of his hand and just spits on the floor, causing, a little bit of blood coming out, but he doesn't really care, and he smiles. And Bakugo, he's trying to slowly get up, but Izuku's just walking straight to Bakugo, and just, like, this aura around him is like a freaking dragon, which scares Bakugo, like, to hell. And Izuku, right when he's at, right at the side of Bakugo, he just stomps freaking Bakugo's head in and out. Fucking curb stomps him. Fucking broke ass head. Like freaking X-rays on a fucking Mortal Kombat. That's what it looks like. And Izuku, he's not stopping. He just fucking kicks the fuck out of Bakugo and just slowly puts pressure on his hand, and not his hand. Slowly puts pressure on Bakugo's shoulder, which he's pushing it down with his leg. And Bakugo, he's slowly screaming out in pain, and you just hear this crack. And he just dislocated Bakugo's arm. And Bakugo, he was like crying out and says, "You damn nerd." And Izuku just lets out this fire out of his palm and just places it at Bakugo's head, like really near it, and just says, "Die." And just a full-on fire comes out, and it scorches Bakugo. And Bakugo, he got the full frontal blow of it, so he's passed out. I want to check if it's recording. It's recording. So he gets he passes out, but Izuku is not done. He uses his other leg and just puts pressure on friggin' Bakugo's other shoulder and dislocates it. So now Bakugo has two dislocated arms, and Izuku, he's laughing a little bit, but not like hysterical laughing. He's just laughing and saying, "Oh, how weak have you gone. And I guess this is a little payback for what you did to me. And how you left me behind. So you know what? I guess I'll leave you behind, scorched." And just full on flames at Bakugo. And some of them, like the teachers, they notice that Bakugo is already knocked out, and Izuku's just doing this for, harmful reasons, and not just for the tournament. And some of the teachers, they come down and say, like, yelling at Izuku to stop, but Izuku just keeps on using his fire and is burning Bakugo's face, his shoulder, his arm, his legs, his hip, everything that he experienced, like Izuku himself when he experienced when he was 4, is letting it all out on Bakugo. And when he's done, Izuku just turns away and he walks, just like how Bakugo walked out of Izuku. And Izuku, he's giggling to himself and says, "Ah, how fun that was." And he's walking out half naked, and everyone, even the 1A students who were watching the whole fight, they were terrified. He's bringing back memories of the whole USJ. And the teachers tell him, like, why the hell did he do that? And it's just a tournament. And Izuku just says, "I had to make sure he was unconscious, right?" And just looks at one of the heroes. And he looks straight at Endeavor. And Endeavor, he's like, holy shit, that kid. And All Might just looks at Endeavor and says, "He's probably coming at your ass." And Endeavor, he's like, yeah, you think I haven't noticed? Ugh, I still can't believe my son lost to this kid. Oh, he should have just used all of his fire at the very beginning. And Izuku, he's walking past Endeavor and says, you're just as weak as your son. Hell, even more weaker. And Endeavor, he responds to this by throwing a punch at Izuku, but All Might stop this. He just grabs Endeavor's arm and just says, be careful what you're doing, Endeavor. People are watching, so don't do that. And Endeavor, he just scoffs and says, whatever. And just starts walking away. And Izuku, he just looks back and says, I could have just killed him right there and then if he'd done that, right? I could have played with him a little bit more, but still. Sad. Pathetic humans. And Izuku walks off. And All Might, he's left there and wondering what does he mean by that. But he thinks nothing of it and tells Izuku to remember that he's gonna get his medal award. And everyone, they started going up there, but Bakugo cannot go there since he has his whole cast on his left side. And it looks scorched as fuck. Just like how he did when he was 4. That's how scorched he is. Well, he's not going to lose an eye or anything. He's just that scorched. And yeah, Izuku made a little scar to make sure Bakugo remembers. So it's on his stomach, and it's like a huge blast of fire, and that's a huge scar. And he made sure it's going to be permanent, and no one can ever heal it. Sure, it might, affect him in his hero life just a little bit, but he wants something for Bakugo to always remember. And he made sure. So once everyone was called, Todoroki, he got 3rd place. All Might placed a medal on him, and Bakugo, since he's not there, he doesn't get a medal or anything. He just gets a medal later. So Izuku, he's on the first place podium, and everyone was just shouting, Izuku, just chanting his name. And all the girls, they just see this holy man of a fucking body, this buff ass shit. And some of them, they're fangirling over Izuku, dripping. No, I'm not gonna lie. And Izuku, he just waves at them, and some of them, they perk up. And Mirako, she gets a little jealous by this. And Ryu, she sees this and just says, so your man is up for grabs. And Mirako just says, damn it. And once All Might just places the 1st place medal on Izuku, he's a little bit happy. And the people who are watching this, it was global, so everybody could watch this. The Yarozus watched this, Hasashi and Inko watched this, and the villains watched this. And All For One, he's intrigued of Izuku, because once he's seen freaking Izuku blast that kid, he knows that maybe he might be able to turn Izuku to their side. Toga's watching it and saying, not gonna lie, that boy, he looks cute. Can't wait to cut him. And Shigaraki's like, ugh, that kid again. I'll never forget that fucking kid. And Toga says, oh, what happened to you? Well, you guys have a little beef or something? And Shigaraki just says, look, and just pulls up his shirt, and there's a bunch of freaking punches. This still has it. The whole fucking, it looks like he got fucked up. That's how much he looks like. And All For One, he tried to heal it, but it wouldn't work. Even the doctor can't even heal it. And this pisses off Shigaraki more since he might not be able to be useful in the combat. But he would just stay back. And he hates that. He hates Izuku to the guts. And Dabi, he laughs a little bit, saying, that's probably what you get. And Shigaraki just says, huh? Say that again. I dare you. And Kirigiri says, alright boys, that's enough. We need to make a plan for Master. Master's always expecting something from us. Even you, Shigaraki. Pfft, whatever. And he just drinks his milkshake in peace. Now we're cutting back to Izuku. He's walking now, and Miracle stops Izuku and just tells him, well, since, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, are you, not backstabbing me like the other men they did? And Izuku, he just, grabs, freaking Miracle and just hugs her and just says, why would I ever do that to you? I mean, sure, other girls look at me that way, but you are always in my mind. And she hugs Izuku back, saying, good. And just freaking hits Izuku right in the nuts. Freaking knees Izuku right in the nuts. And Izuku, he's on the floor, saying, what the fuck was that for? And freaking Miracle, she says, well, that's what you get for getting me slowly drunk, you little idiot. And Izuku, he flashed back to one of the times when Miracle was drinking a little bit. She was drinking apple juice, but Izuku, for a prank, he just puts a little bit of alcohol in it, and she doesn't notice this and just drank the whole glass of freaking apple juice, and a little bit of ice in there. So yeah, she was just trying to relax and all, and she got drunk. And she was fooling around with Izuku while she was drunk, and Izuku noticed this, since he really thought that she was at least decent on holding her alcohol. But one night they fucked, I'm just gonna say. And Mirko, once she woke up, Izuku's right back in her bed and everything, and she just full on freaking punches Izuku while he's sleeping, baby sleeping, he doesn't really worry about anything, and just replaying all what happened last night and how she moaned and everything, having a baby sleep about that. And you just wake up to a freaking Miracle punching the shit out of you when she wakes up. So, Miracle, now we're cutting back to Izuku, and Izuku says, it was just a prank. And Miracle just says, well, you have to take responsibility for it, damn it. You made me lose my first, god damn it. And Miracle just kicks Izuku in the back. And Izuku, he smiles a little bit, and he gets up slowly. And Izuku gets closer and says, at least you made it with me. No other dirt cheap bullshit like that. Right, Miracle? And I bet you enjoyed it very well. And right there, Miracle just punches Izuku in the face. And just overall flustered. And she just walks away. And Izuku just yells, says, yeah, you see, you enjoyed it. And she doesn't want to put up with this bullshit anymore and starts walking off. And Izuku, he's scratching his head and all, and says, well, I wish we can do that again. And he chuckles to himself, but he remembers that he has to do, his dad told him something, and he has to go home really quick, because by this time, the Yarozus, they had a debt with Hasashi, since he helped the Yarozus most of the time, and that some of them were life-saving opportunities as well. So Yarozu, they give him a huge debt, and they were thinking of having a marriage proposal with Momo and Izuku. Well, Yarozu, he doesn't know how Izuku is or how he looks like, but he noticed that Izuku's last name is Midoriya, which caught with Yarozu since he was watching Momo and her fight. And he's thinking back about all the debts that he owes to Hisashi, and he's thinking, should I have a marriage proposal with Momo and Izuku? And he's thinking about this, and he makes a phone call to Hisashi saying that should they have like a, marriage with Izuku. And Hisashi's like, well, it's really up to my kid and all. And Yarozu says, well, I'll be right there and talk to him. I'll see you soon, friend. And Hisashi hangs up and everything. And he says, holy shit, what the fuck have I done? Izuku's gonna be mad. Fuck. And Iko, he just patting friggin' Hisashi on the back saying, well, at least I may have grandkids. And you will be finally a grandfather, right? Ain't that what you always wanted? And Hisashi, he thinks about how Momo and Izuku having kids and all, and says, well, yeah, I guess, but it just depends on how Izuku feels. And he calls Izuku and tells him to get home as fast as he can. And now we're done with that flashback. And now Izuku, he's at home, and Yarozu's there, Sashi's there. They're sitting down on a table, and once they see Izuku come in, Sashi just tells Izuku to just sit down, and they have to talk. Izuku, he's like wondering what's this whole thing about, so he sits down, and Yarozu, he's just looking at Izuku and looking how like muscular he is, and saying, "Do you wish to marry my daughter?" And Izuku's taken back by this and says, "Wait, your daughter? I don't even know your daughter, sir. And even if I did, I don't think she'll, agree with this." And, Yarozu, he introduced himself and everything, and how he owed debts to his father, and he was thinking of, showing compassion and just having a whole marriage proposal. And Izuku, he's angry and just says, "So, you owe debts to my old man, and thinking to pay it all off is giving me your daughter's hand in marriage? Bullshit! There's something else that you want, right?" And Yarozu, he's wearing glasses and all, so he flips up his glasses and a shine goes around it and says, "Oh, so you caught on with me that fast, boy." And Izuku, he puts his fist on the table and says, "What are you after?" And Hisashi, he's thinking as well, he didn't think about this, but Hisashi, he's looking at Yarozu, and Yarozu just looks up and says, "Well, I want grandkids." And Izuku's just, "Wait, what?" And Inko, she says, "Yeah, I want grandkids too." And Sashi's like, and, he's kind of embarrassed and says, "Well, I want to at least be a grandpa since I don't want to die really late and not see my grandkids." And Izuku's like, "Wait, what the fuck? I'm just 18. You expect me to have a fucking wife at the age of 18? What about my fucking career?" And Rosie just says, whoa, hold on. It doesn't mean you have to date, freaking have her hand in marriage that, young. You still have much in your life, but I was guessing, maybe when you're 20 or something. And that's when you really have your whole marriage. But this is just, a test. And Izuku's wondering, a test? So who's this daughter you're talking about? And he says, Momo. Momo Yarozu. And he's thinking back to the time how he saved Momo in the whole heroes versus villains, and he's thinking, no, no. I am not dating a classmate of mine. And Yarozu says, "Are you sure?" And just pulls out a photo, and it's just this big fat guy, and he's like really rich as fuck, with gold teeth and everything, and just fucking with Lambos on the back and everything. And Izuku just, he lifts his eyebrow and says, "And what is this?" "Well, this is the person that Momo was originally gonna be married." And Izuku just stands up and says, "Wait, that fat ass a fucking... Wait, what?" "Well, you see, our family is very complicated. It just depends on how we choose our family will go. Since this person is very rich and could give us more power. If we were originally gonna ask Momo if she would marry him. And I'm thinking no. Even if I say yes, she'll just definitely say no. So, you're using this as blackmail?" "I wouldn't call it blackmail, son. I would call it a choice." And Izuku, he's biting down his teeth and says, "I really don't want one of my classmates dating this guy. I'm so gonna regret this later." And he's thinking this and says, "Fine, I fucking accept." And Yarozu says, "Splendid. I'll get the paperwork done, and I'll tell Momo about this." And Izuku, he grabs Sasashi and pulls him to another room and says, "Do you realize I have a fucking girlfriend? How you think she will react to this?" And Hisashi just says, "I don't know. You're the one who chose this." "Chose this? You're the one who brought him to our fucking house in the first place." And Hisashi just arguing with Izuku and just says, "Well, you could have just said no." "Are you really saying I would say no to that fat ass disgusting pig? I don't want anyone having that." "Well, you chose it. Now you deal with it." And Izuku just looks at Hisashi and says, "Sometimes I really hate you, really much." And Hisashi just says, "Well, sometimes you really love me." And Izuku just clobbers again Hisashi right in the head and says, "Don't you ever bring another marriage proposal to me ever again. And just pay off your own fucking debts or shit. Or their own debts. I don't really care. Just don't bring me into this. This is the first and ever first. Okay?" And Hisashi just, he's shaking his head and says, Sure, son." And Izuku, he stomps all the way upstairs and just stays in his room and is processing everything. Now, this is where I'm going to end it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching, or not watching, listening. Hopefully you like it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all later. Bye.